Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Allayi on Endless. Look at this! Look at this thing, this is what we logged into. I don't think I've ever had the AI come to me expressly for the purpose of making fun of my military before. That's a thing that happens all the time in Civilization. But, it's especially weird in this situation, right? Where we've actually thrashed another player a bunch of military engagements in a row. And what a weird, like, the guy who's making fun of our military is as far from us as possible. Like, what on earth is the point of this communication? Also, holy crap, we are going to lose the game because these necrophages are going to consume us. I feel like this starts pretty good. I feel like I've done a better job here than in the past, but I still am terrified of these necrophages. We might well lose because of them. Alright, so we need to be aggressive now. Red, we've just killed a couple of largest red armies. But the fact is, red is advancing faster than we are. And we know that because red is an AI. And they have cheaty bonuses. And we have to hit them now because they're just going to keep getting further ahead. We have not yet caught up. And the only reason we had any chance at all there is because their resources have not entirely been devoted to violence. I do want to get these two Garths finished as quickly as possible. Let's get that city all triangled up. So where do we see good pearls? Lots of 2-pip pearl deposits. Obviously, we'd like to see something a little bit more dramatic. We have quite a large stockpile, and it may be worthwhile for us to buy shifting. It's so expensive to actually use. I don't know. It might be right just because of the huge difference in the fighting ability of light monks versus dark monks. So I guess let's start scooping these up. We just saw our first sister's village. Okay. And this guy was going to the capital, so that we can start working on our band of merriment. So yeah, if our army gets wiped out sieging Antab, that would bode pretty ill. We definitely need to make this happen as quickly as possible. Oh, Blue has declared war on us. That's going to be an unfortunate distraction from what we're doing. Why not declare war on Red? So we saw an army moving down here. I think I have to break off for that. The city can't defend itself. Yeah. This is part of the problem with the early military conquest, is you kind of have to... The map has to set you up just right for early fighting on the higher difficulties. Otherwise, you spend your entire time just playing counterattacks. Well, let's put up a Garth. Yeah, just buy it out. And then let's, I guess, start making a second group of monks. We're going to need a defensive army and an offensive army. That's not always the case in the early game. Sometimes sometimes things work out a little cleaner. But the way the regions broke down in this one, we just can't afford to push exclusively. At least, hey, look at this huge, impressive garrison, right? So Zigor needs to be producing how much? 65 dust per turn. And it will be once this Garth is built, I think. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to devote anybody to actual dust production, which is nice, because I don't have the time for that nonsense. Is it time to start building out this city as well? Maybe. Maybe I should just be building military units, though. Probably. Alright, well, let's, we're a little low on glass steel. So let's make a new monk. Other monk. I'm going to try doing it this way for now. Just experimenting with maintaining two actually meaningfully different lines of troops. So we want to go for the infantry slayer weapons, obviously. So 3 turns? That's not so bad. And then in Tychust, we'll queue up a couple more. Alright, here's hoping. So how many more techs do we need to move up? 3. Well, this is very important, and 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 there's a ton of stuff that we still want here. I think, for our purposes, we need to push science. We would like to be able to buy things even cheaper, because dust is a real strength of our empire this particular time around. Wow. I can't believe that we're in first on this. It does seem like it takes a long time for the AI to earn this particular one, and free counter is awesome. It's a shame Red's not attacking us with an army that has a hero in it. Alright, so we need to make sure that our troops move quickly. Is this just... No, it's not just Driders, it's a couple of Marines as well. Alright. Here comes Blue's army. So he's got the Necro drones, which can be awfully scary. 123.80 is pretty good. And they have a hero. They have a hero with no upgrades at all. Look at that, 37 damage. Well, if we beat Carissa's army back, we'll get that legendary deed finished. I had to say that I'm pretty frustrated about this, though. The fact that we're having to fight 2 wars while another player from across the globe is mocking our army. Sorry, this is what I wanted. Alright, well, I guess there's no more big pearl deposits to go after, so I guess let's just grab the smaller ones. I'm gonna keep the Skyfin exploring the South Seas, though. It pays when you're the Allayi to get your eye on as many sea tiles as possible due to the fact that you get to know where all the pearl spawns are. Yeah, this is gonna be the end of our empire, or the site of a glorious victory. The sad thing is, I actually really like this start. It's a very compelling start. Go, go, go. Get in range. Duke Weybridge, keep leveling. Alright. Ah, Red can break off and pillage things while Blue attacks our cities, right. The game is not... No, not that. I want... Yeah, this. You have to click on the thing to select it. I want you to be first. And you to be second. Right? I think that makes sense. So our first reinforcements are the best fighters. You have 89 health. Hey, do you guys remember when I specifically said, hey, I gotta remember to make sure I heal this guy after battle since he won't heal manually, or won't heal automatically? I remember. Alright, so the Necrodrones have 4 movement in our flying, 3 movement in our flying. This is going to be interesting because we're not going to get advantage to. We're not going to be able to take advantage of positioning the way we often do. The fact that so many of their units fly erodes the positional advantage we get from all of our units flying. Oh boy. So what is my plan? These guys have 70 defense. So we should be able to deal normal-ish damage most of the time. And the ones with the tremendously lower health do have much lower attack and damage as well. I guess the thing to do is to focus on these 300 guys and bring them down quickly. Or maybe the 217s. What are the 97 attack, 56 damage? I mean, nobody here is a lightweight except the hero. This is going to be very difficult. 1, 2, 3. This necrophage is our first target. He is going to be in on our troops right away. He's one of the 2 heaviest damage dealers. If we can kill the 2 upgraded necro drones, the battle will get easier. Significantly. Fortunately, we have a little bit of fortification to make our lives a little easier. I am bummed that we have to fight this with light form druids, or light form monks rather. Where's my hero? Why are all the monks coming in first? I'd really like it if my archer hero had come in early. That would be very helpful. Actually, let's refocus. Let's make sure everybody's on the dogpile target. It's important to remember that the necro drones, all the necrophage units have a disease capacity that puts a damage over time effect on the units they target. You can see it just affected our guy there. Yeah, they have pretty good attack and pretty good damage, but they do not have a lot in the way of defenses. So where's the... This guy is the next most important target. Let's try to get as many weapons on him as possible. Yeah, you focus there. It's also important to tell our guys to attack different targets, though. Because you see... What happens there when we target everybody on the same unit is you have some guys just like run to the back lines and do nothing for no reason. Just like, I'd rather not contribute. It is definitely the case that part of the challenge of playing Endless Legend well is learning to deal with your troops being less than perfect strategically and sometimes belligerent. I would go so far as to say belligerent. Ooh, a stun. Alright, here's our hero, finally. Let's try to make sure we get these necro drones down, shall we? Where are the monks? The necro drones are by far the most dangerous part of this army. Alright, just one left. So we're not going to be able to kill this army off, I don't think. Yeah. For some reason, these the Ursus just are not taking damage. We're not dealing any damage at all to them. Here comes even more guys. I don't think there's any point in issuing orders right now. There's everybody's got their targets. Alright. So the hero is a total non-factor. The Ursus are less so, but still pretty unimpressive. The hero needs that manual healing really badly. Actually, he's gonna die from his dot. Oh, or this Ursus is just gonna smash him, maybe. That could also happen. Well, there's still militia alive. As long as at least one of the militia survives, we won't have to rebuy him. He'll last stand. So actually, maybe this guy should run. Get out of there in whatever way you can, sir. Yeah, you. You. Yeah, just run. Alright. So we lost one monk. We do have a lot of injuries. There's something to be said for the just reducing your enemy's strength, especially if you know another player is helping you gang up on him. Alright, we got a couple of archer heroes getting their turn here. But we are, unfortunately... Oh no, the unit we lost was a militia. Okay. So red can't attack us until blue loses. Hey look, Zealous Hands. We're getting there. The game is very inconsistent about the way it handles governors losing in combat. Because we had earlier this game an instance of the hero not actually being injured in last standing. There's some things about the combat system of this game that I feel like maybe didn't get tested very fully. Let's head down this way to grab stuff off. We didn't fully explore this. We should make these visible so that we can see when pearls spawn on them. Alright, here's a couple of good deposits. So, I don't know how we're going to win this. This war is going to be tough. Our actual army didn't sustain that much damage, I guess. One of the monks is under half health, but he's the only one. We have reinforcements coming in as quickly as we can build them. But, I mean, this is going to be a real problem. These guys are slowing us down for sure. Let's pull this up just so that I can see it on the thing here. So I guess this army needs to engage blue. We need to end this nonsense. Unfortunately, we don't have right-of-way yet. Our mobility through our territory is actually still pretty poor. Oh, red appears to have gotten distracted. Oh good, now it's time for this crap to start. Red has 12 units in our territory that get to just wait until we're tired from fighting blue. Frustrating. Alright, so I guess we need to try to negotiate a truce here. We need one of these armies not to be fighting with us. Let's see if Red has any interest at all. I suspect he will not, on account of he has, 100 units in our territory. It's not actually that far away. Wow, 122 pearls is only half of that bar? Really? Alright, I think we are screwed. We are 100% screwed if we're fighting both of these forces at the same time. What am I doing? That's not the correct direction. Well, I told you these things were going to be useful mostly for trade. Alright, you need to back off for a while. One problem at a time. So that's not feasible, which means we do this. The plus 25 approval on cities is really important to us. Speaking of which, we still do need to keep settling. We can't let this derail the development of our empire entirely. I guess Igor can make a settler. Just a moment here. We'll send our settler out to sea, grab some nice island territory. Also, I do wish the game's handling of fortification was a little more intelligent. There's no reason that our city should be reduced to 0 fortification when the outcome of the battle for our city was an overwhelming victory for us. Like, they lost 4 units and had a hero go into last stand mode, and we lost a single militia. It's completely ridiculous. Yeah, just start right up on them. I mean, we kill. This is the kill. So everybody focus on this guy until he is dead. And yeah, one of you can go over and pop the hero, I guess. Apparently I hadn't clicked on everybody. We all get to start with a nice high initiative, or a nice high morale here. And still my units are taking way too much damage for no real reason. Our defense value should be so high. Did you really leave him at 7? You couldn't finish that job? Oh, you guys are the worst. Anyway, hey, look at this. First to defeat 3 enemy armies led by heroes. I don't remember defeating 2 before. I remember defeating 1 before. But that's what it said, right? That we were at 2? Yeah, now we're at 3. I seriously don't remember beating 2 enemy heroes. Huh. Anyway. We need to build alchemy workshops wherever we can. We're a little limited on stuff. You know, the stuff. Titanium. We should probably trade out these monks. The 2 most injured monks should be traded out for fresh monks from the city garrison. I really like the fact that we got the Band of Merriment so early. That's going to be really nice. So you can move into this city's garrison, and I almost want to move this guy instead, even though he's the healthiest, just because he has the lowest level. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to avoid leveling down my forces as much as possible, and the fresh guys are, of course, level 2 because we haven't progressed out of this area yet. Okay, in this city we need... It's going to take 6 turns, huh? Oh, right, everybody's on dust. Of course it is. Well, we'll be able to buy some basic infrastructure and probably a governor for our new city pretty quickly, which is nice. Blue's forces are not very powerful, but I'm sure that they'll get powerful quickly. The AI often starts up with weak armies because they haven't been forced to develop, and then as soon as they lose a battle, they're like, oh, I better get all of the military tech in the entire world. So we have that to look forward to. And honestly, blue cities are not very good for us. Not that red cities would have been either. Like, this city has been placed in a position that's actually really bad for us. I wonder if it would be worth it to just burn it if we got that. Wow, this is such a strange region. Look at this, like, weird C shape. Well, I'll tell you what. If we manage to turn this war around and kill blue, there will be no stopping us. We'll have access to as much territory and as many resources as we want. I probably shouldn't settle Freyheim, right? Hey, check it out. The Eye of the Farthinker. If only we could ever get enough resources to actually use it. Okay, so we got some, what's our nationwide approval rating is pretty high right now. I'm not going to spend the dust equipping the Merriment bands just yet. I do like fighting blue over fighting red, though, because the attack surface here is a lot smaller. Blue's a lot less likely to, like, try something tricky and come around from here. They're going to push directly from their cities to our cities. And red also was not going to do anything tricky, but they had 2 different places that are far enough away that it was inconvenient to defend against both of them. The war against the necrophages will be harder, but it'll be straightforward. There's something to be said for that. Ah, here we go. Here's some good ones. Alright, so... Barians was the region name that I totally spaced on. That's what our guy was doing. He was looking for Barians. Our Skyfin. Yeah, didn't find it yet. We'll keep looking. I'm not too worried about eyeless ones messing with our city. Like, a batch of eyeless ones, almost regardless of its size, is going to get run off by militia. Oh, here comes something. They settled Freyheim, which now does give them, and they settled it way, way back here. So now they do have two different angles to come at us from, which makes everything I just said invalid. So that's fun. Alright, well, we better go meet this army. You guys keep working on our secondary army, our defensive grouping. If Varys finishes this, yeah, we'll have a 6-unit secondary army in Tychest before too much longer. Honestly, it's probably going to end up being worth it to just pull a second hero in. Alright, so what do I want to do here? I don't really need to lay on industry. Do I want to push our scientific development? We need to generate population to make up for the fact that, first of all, we're building settlers, and secondly, the AI has begun to directly attack our population in ways that we cannot possibly defend against. It's frustrating that the security bonus of being fervent is so small. I guess fervency already has some significant value. I mean, we did injure that spy. The espionage action always succeeds. You can't stop it. But we did injure that spy, at least. And, like, actually injure, too, not partial nonsense. We sent him home in a bag. So, yeah, I think focusing on population growth, rebuilding the city a little bit makes sense here. We have a moment. And like I said, I'm trying to save dust up so that we can, our island city can be functional immediately. Just buy a bunch of infrastructure buildings and... Okay, let's see what this guy's plan is. Is he coming straight for our army now that we have an army out? I think I want to just put the whole defensive force in Tychest, since it's centrally located and will definitely be able to lend support to either. Plus, I just want to gather the guys up in one place so that I can turn it into a real army quickly. Let's go ahead and build another couple monks, though. Listen, I'm not letting that thing that guy said about our army get to me. Although, what does he mean we smell? Alright, so the plan was to take Allayi first, then Orus, and Barians is last. Wait, I'm a huge idiot. Barians is right, it's right freaking there, man. It's across the sea, in that this tile is technically sea. I'm sure somebody in the audience noticed that and was shouting at me. I apologize that I cannot hear you through the internet. How are your borders not already close to me? I'm gonna make him siege our borders, or make him siege the cities, you know, honestly. Yeah, let's just do this. We're gonna pump up the population in that city. Alright, so the settler gets to keep going very, very slowly forward. This guy needs to get up to Barians and search those ruins. Is it faster for... Yeah, it's gonna be faster to have the Seeker do it. At this point. Alright, we got prisoners, slaves, and volunteers done in advance of founding the city. Do I want to just charge? We could just go right at him. So these Necrodrones only have 61 damage. Yeah, we're in good shape. Let's go get him. Let us not delay. Let us commit acts of great violence upon him. Alright, so this hero is actually armed. And he has 92 initiative. So he has 3 speed. We can't really stand out of his attack range without also being out of range to launch our own counterattacks. If we just ignore him, he only has 54 damage, although his attack is high enough that he's probably going to do damage and a half some significant amount of the time. But I think the best thing we could do is focus on the necrophages, actually. Yeah, let's just start right up on top of him. Let's do it. We will commit acts of great and terrifying violence upon these necrodrones. I keep calling them necrophages, and I apologize. I know that necrophage is the name of the faction, not the name of this unit. Alright, yep, he gets pick his initial target. There's nothing we can do about that. And hopefully we get to control a couple of these guys. Oh, I should have moved the hero forward. I keep forgetting about the small AoE heal pulse. Ooh, 90 damage. Twice in a row there we got the damage and a half. It's frustrating. Oh, I mean, you're adjacent to guys now. Like I said, this is not going to be an easy war. Necrophage units are much better at battle than a lot of factions units, as you might expect. Although they also are rolling damage and a half kind of a lot more than you would expect from the percentages given on the table at the bottom. We're going to lose units fighting necrophages. It just is going to happen. Being able to equip guys with that free counter thing would be very useful, but I don't know that we will have the strategics necessary to do that. It's really more of a thing you start equipping after you have adamantium and palladium as your primary weapon materials. So then you have theoretically a buildup of spare glass, steel, and titanium, and so you turn it into far thicker trinkets. Alright, come on, guys. It would be really cool if we could eliminate this guy this turn. Nope. Well, so we're going to lose... Well, we lost that guy to the parasites. That's unfortunate. Or to the disease, rather. So yeah, we lost kind of a lot of units here. It's actually really crummy. Alright, I mean, not a lot of units, but a lot of units relative to the force we were fighting. No, we lost 3. That's straight up a lot of units, actually. That's half of an army. At least we're getting a lot of XP for our heroes. Oh, speaking of our heroes, I have to buy back that guy. That's right. Tychus needs its governor back. Alright, so let's see here. What else? I guess this army needs to be reinforced now. You guys just got reactivated. It is nice to have some spare troops around so you don't have to waste a lot of turns after you have something like that happen. Yeah, necrophage units just do a lot of damage. It's going to be an unpleasant war. We have got to get some, Oh, this is the ruin I want. Darn it. I thought it was this one, but that one's lit up for a different quest. Alright. So, we have to take some blue cities. And to be perfectly honest, I think it makes more sense for us to focus on blue cities near the sea than blue cities that are bordering red. Freyheim is not very attractive. Aramon, on the other hand, looks quite nice. So we can go through Freyheim to take Aramon. Our happiness is going to go in the toilet if we start conquering stuff, and of course, I'm getting ahead of myself with the assumption that we can conquer these cities. But we don't have the option of not trying. It's a thing we just don't have the luxury of. There's no good reason for that not to be up. Okay, yeah. Make me some more monks. We're gonna need them. We need replacement dudes. Expect casualties to be heavy. Alright. We do need to get up into the next technological era, like, real fast here. This is the last tech of this era? Yeah. And then we need to hit the new resources really fast. Oh, I still hadn't completed that. Okay, well that's nice. Get that gold a little faster. Alright, so after we do this, the eyeless ones will want us to come back to them, I'm sure. Yep. Equip it on a oh. You assholes. Equip it on a hero and return to the eyeless ones in glory. Which means we now have to hire a hero who can use a two-handed staff. And then we have to lay out 9 titanium getting that hero equipped with it. That also means that the hero has to be over in our territory. That's really frustrating. Okay, so let's have a look. We were going to buy a second hero for the army anyway. Let's find one who uses a staff. So you have army health boost 3. That's not bad, and I know these guys can use a staff. I know you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't. Pretty sure you can't. You have no army skills. You have army boost 2, and I'm pretty sure you can use a staff, right? Yeah. Army boost 2 is 10% attack, 10% defense, 6 damage, and 4 initiative. That's not terrible. And a support hero is nice for your second army because you can get this plus reinforcement position skill really early. I'm pretty sure you don't use a staff, you definitely don't, and you definitely don't. So basically it comes down to Nalal Jazar and Nachampasesa the second. How much health does Army Boost 3 give? 35 plus 15%? That's not bad. And remember, the AI dramatically overvalues health. In fact, as far as the game is considered, for the purposes of comparing the strength of two armies, the only thing that matters is health. So if your troops have higher health, the AI is less likely to screw with you. They view your armies as being more powerful than they are. Also, I guess worth comparing is the actual stats of these two units, right? So 46 attack, 20 damage versus 40 attack, 26 damage. 55 defense, a lot less health. Oh, and then this hero does have a buff that can be cast on friendly units to increase their attack by a significant amount, and also the Ardent Fire capacity, which makes her hit harder on lower health. While this guy has heal. We can straight up heal. That's of value. And Fast Learner, which causes him to get more XP. I think we're going to go for the Draken. In part because I just want that health boost. This is going to set back the development of our new city just a tiny, tiny bit. But I think it's worth it. So we need to make the new guy a brand new army on the city of Varys. And we need to move toward the coast. We have to equip them before they leave our territory. It's okay, next turn we'll be able to do that. And then honestly, I have to figure out whether it would be worth it to even move him out here, or whether it's better to just wait 5 turns and then attach him to this already existing Seeker. It's probably better to run him out here, even though I think it's going to be about 5 turns worth of movement, because we want to be able to reassign him back right away. are you doing? Just gathering pearls, I guess. Actually, we should have this one come back to the mainland in anticipation of being able to see new resources in a couple of turns. Because we may want him to start gathering stuff before we have the mining tech. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I feel like I'm actually going to put the Skyfe into some decent use now. Right, keep building armies. This city is new and small. Hopefully it won't have a full garrison. Although the AI really does seem to place a high value on a garrison. Oh! From Redlands! Really? That's interesting. I mean, he caught me. I was not expecting that. Alright, you need to get equipped. We can afford to give you real armor and stuff, too. Really? It doesn't cost any dust to upgrade you to this stuff? It's weird. I think the improved movement is totally worth it. So retreat. And sorry, Nachampasesa, you have important business to conduct. Let's build a Seeker, because our upgraded Seeker model doesn't use any strategics. And I mean, these guys can't get back in time. They're just going to have to push forward and be enough of a problem that it's hard for Blue to justify sending troops to our cities. These guys are going to have to be enough of a problem that Blue has to focus some units on them. It looks to me like these cities are far enough apart that they won't provide support for each other. And in fact, if we just attack Freyheim in the state it's in right now, I think we'll take it. I don't know if it has a hero. Alright. I'm not happy about this. Not happy about this, blue units attacking us from the side here. I suppose red and blue are probably chumming it up over their mutual hatred of us. Not that blue can actually have friends or anything, but... Alright. Let's see if we can just rush the city and burn it. I mean, when I say burn it, of course I mean conquer and keep. We don't have it in us to burn cities right at this moment. It did not respond to my initial clicks. It wanted to wait for that other army to get in position to help. It's a classy defensive strategy there. Necrodrone 5, a little better than the ones that we have been fighting. Yeah, we're getting screwed a little bit here. Okay, so why are all of our guys so weak? I don't remember us being that damaged. I mean, I guess we are, obviously, but... Well, you know what? We're not taking part in this battle with this extra army that had to move into place after we clicked attack. So he has an army. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. If he has more units with disease, our guys being so injured, we would definitely have lost that battle. Is my concern. If we fight them without their fortification, maybe not. I still think we move up there, we just hit siege instead of attack. Let's see what these guys are actually doing. It looks like they're content to just move past toward the front. They're not in defensive range anymore. Alright. Yeah, the AI doesn't always... The way the moves work, and we've seen this a couple of times now, Did this city gain 200 points of fortification between this turn and last turn? I think it did. That's kind of annoying. Everybody focus. Focus on one target, please. Their militia are actually going to do fairly decent damage against us, unfortunately. Just, I'm not actually sure what causes militia to advance in capability. But something does. Obviously, they do get stronger as the game goes on. Ooh, 125, not bad. So hopefully I won't have to lose anybody else. Okay. Alright, let's see what our new city has. But what I was saying is... Okay, they built some basic stuff. They built these Imperial Kennels during the last turn. What the AI does with the movements is a little frustrating to me. Troops move, and clearly what it is that the AI is internally processing the moves immediately, but then it doesn't display them graphically. It doesn't start to display them for several seconds, and then it takes a long time for the animation to actually play out. So in the AI's, in the inside canonical representation of the game state, these guys had moved from, like, here, or wherever, to here already. But 6 seconds after the AI made that decision, it started to show them very leisurely trawling along. It's difficult for me to know where stuff is, unless we wait for that to finish resolving. But if we wait for it to finish resolving, we kind of get our asses kicked. Like, we have to... There's a lot of situations where we have to move first. So... Let me see what Blue thinks of the war. Unafraid is what he thinks. Based on the strength of his armies. Okay. Well, we'll get it all figured out. Alright, Skyfin needs to get home. The pacification of these eyeless ones is unfortunately going to have to wait. Believe me, nobody's less pleased about it than I am. I guess these guys are just gonna... I don't want them to stray too far. I guess they can come and get that. Because it looks like we are going to have to use a reassign, but we're going to have to clear out this army first. He's got a couple of foragers, like base foragers, completely unupgraded, in with this army. Rumbler 3, not terribly impressive, and then Rumbler 4s, which are the ones we saw before, I believe. And the Necrodrone 2s, which are not that great. You guys, I guess, just need to chill out and be here, be at Freyheim. Yeah, make that. And of course, none of these villages are built because the the necrophages just eat all the minor factions. More valuable as food than allies. Yeah, I guess you guys just stay put and heal. I mean, should we move on Aramon? I don't actually want to move toward Aramon because I don't want to get attacked by the 8 units in Aramon's garrison. Yeah, we're in a precarious position, no doubt. If we can repel this army and have our second army kind of as a more mobile defense, I'll feel a lot better. We may lose Freyheim again. We may have it revert back to their control is what I'm actually trying to express there. Because we may have to bail on its defense. Depending on what he's got cooking over here. The AI builds a lot of troops and a lot of armies, and he may legitimately just have 15 armies right now. It sounds like an exaggeration, but if you ever, in a game on endless difficulty, get allied with the AI so you can share vision with it, seriously, he may have 15 actual armies right now. I think that's where we're going to call it for this episode. We're going to go out on a victory. Actually, I'm going to hit end turn. to prevent giving the AI some extra points of movement. We're going to hit end turn and call it there. But after I hit end turn, yeah, that's the end of it. Where do we... Varys. Okay, so yeah, Varys, I guess, just starts building Garths. Let's move the monks out into this guy's army for now, I guess. And in fact, we'll move the guys out of here into this army as well, so that everybody's benefiting from the health boost. And then Varys, do we want to build another monk, or we don't have any strategics? Yeah, let's just start expanding the city. We have to build it out no matter what, so... doesn't matter which direction. It's probably better to go this way. We pick up 5 food, 2 industry, as opposed to 2 food, 2 industry, and some other stuff. And I think food and industry are still sort of king for us. Oh, except I don't know that I actually want to be here. Yeah, the triangle doesn't really work out there. I think, honestly, this city's triangle might end up being this. Can you build in a space that has a watchtower? I don't know. Alright. So that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to hit end turn and then save it. Come back next time. You know, we're still bloodthirsty. We're still warriors. It's just the aim has changed. Also, that happened. What does that mean? Let's talk about improving them. Improving the consequences? Anyway. We have access to both resources. Actually, let's take a quick look before we quit at only Quicksilver in our home territories. And out here, 2 Moonleaf deposits on the island we're about to settle. Another one here. And no additional resources here. I mean, Palladian, but no additional luxuries. But that's fine. This island's plenty compelling. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be great. Come back next time. More violence, more settling, more Endless Legend. We'll see you then.